Ladies and gentlemen, today countries throughout the world are celebrating International Day Against Homophobia. Locally, members of the Equality Rights Group have organized a rally to mark what is an important day in their calendar. They have brought together an impressive group of speakers, and I'm sure we're all keen to hear what they have to say about a matter of universal concern which affects many.
Ladies and gentlemen, on our poster we put out promoting the event a couple of weeks ago, there was a bottom line that said there would be a surprise personality. I'd like to welcome the presence of His Excellency, Governor Sir Adrian Johns. Well, I guess I have to say to all of you, hello my children! You know, for years they said you didn't exist. They said there were no straight people who supported equality. They said there were no gay people that existed in Gibraltar. And I think today we're showing that that's not correct, right? Thank you for all the progress we've made. Since the year 2000 when we started out and I was alone, now I feel loved. Am I loved? Say hello, Daddy. 2004 we had the first mention of sexual orientation when the Equal Opportunities Act came in. After that, in 2000 and let me see, have to check the dates here. Yes, it was 2009 when we had the Nadine Rodriguez case which eliminated discrimination in government housing. That was an important step forward for all of us. Age of consent was equalised in 2012, and now in 2013 we've had equalisation with regards to adoption. Those have been major steps forward. That's why today it's Gibraltar that stands here saying thank you for having raised the issue in the first place, but thank you for the fact that we're all standing together. So thank you, Gibraltar, over and over and over again. I can't say it enough. You know, we talk a lot about laws and the importance of laws, but I think we have to look at it in a particular way. Laws don't set people free. It's people who set the law free, and that's what you're doing, and that's what Gibraltar is doing.
Hello, Gibraltar. Thank you very much, Felix, for the introduction. Well, as you know, today is International Day Against Homophobia and Transphobia, observed by countries all over the world. From United Nations conferences to outlawed demonstrations, today hundreds of events are taking place on all continents, with 96 countries around the world participating, and Gibraltar is one of them.
I'd like to in particular thank the GGR for all the work that they have done recently, and in particular in the last year, well, just over a year since we've been in office, because we have been working closely with GGR. Felix has met with the Chief Minister, with myself, with my other colleagues, Minister Cortés, Minister Ligudi, because we all want to advance the same things. We've been working together recently on a landmark piece of legislation which will be the introduction of civil partnership. As you know, I provided a draft copy of the legislation to GGR in advance of it being command paper, so that we can benefit from our views. Because in our view, something as important and as fundamental as this needs working in partnership, and that is what we intend to do. We have also been working with GGR in relation to the Crimes Act, which when it was passed did not include issues in relation to hate speech and hate crime. but which we will shortly be amending. And again, this has been done in consultation with GGR.
I've waited many years to be able to say this, but ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to introduce the Chief Minister of Gibraltar, David Picaro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this event. Congratulations on the great organization of this event, and something that I've been waiting to say for many years. Congratulations to GGR for coming out of the closet in this big way. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. Our Constitution at the moment sets out only that we are all equal regardless of sex. That is the Constitution of 2006. During the negotiation of that Constitution, those that represented the GSLP tabled that the Constitution should explicitly say that we are all equal regardless of sex or sexual orientation. Unfortunately, the party then in government refused to include that clause. But given what we've heard here today, I trust that the GSD will now pick up the challenge, change its position, and accept that we are all equal regardless of sex or sexual orientation. Because that is the reality. How could it be otherwise? How could somebody's thought change their rights in law? And the challenge is for those who are not here today with us to ask themselves as individual citizens why they are not here. Because if you're not against homophobia, are you for it? And therefore, the whole of this community must be with us against homophobia. They must be with us against discrimination, and they must be with us joining in the belief that all of us are equal. And that is what leads the government's thinking on this issue. In particular, it's the way that I regard my ministers. I have no favorites, Sister D. And that's why I have a Minister for Equality, although all men and women are created equal, and some are obviously more equal than others, John. But you have the support of the government, and I think it's important to reflect that with His Excellency here, with the Commissioner here, and with the government here, all constitutional posts are represented with you today, and you have Gibraltar with you, and you deserve no less. And in the coming years and months, as we roll out our equality agenda, I trust that we will be able to roll out that agenda together in partnership with GGR, so that we are informed by GGR's thinking, so that when we act in keeping with all the interest groups that are relevant, because that is what equality must represent. But today is not just about equality, it's about stamping out homophobia. And I believe, thank God, that there are very few people in Gibraltar who would sign up to defend homophobia. And if you've achieved something in the past 10 years, Felix, you've achieved that. Very many congratulations for the work that you've done, for the work of your committee, and a very happy Idaho.